Hi, and welcome to Josh and Tim Talk Sports. I'm Tim Shire.
I'm Josh Dome.
And today, we're going to have a different show.
Yeah.
It's sports, but it's fantasy sports.
Fantasy sports.
Fantasy sports.
So we're still talking sports.
Yeah. Josh hasn't played fantasy sports as long as I have. Of course, Josh is quite a bit younger than I am, which is good. It's good to be young.
We get both perspectives.
And so, Josh, you said you have a couple championships?
Yeah, a few.
You've been in, how many leagues do you think you've been in so far?
So far, I don't know. Maybe 25, maybe?
Okay, and you said you have a couple championships?
Yeah.
You won one in basketball, you said?
I've won two. The past 2 years, I've won a basketball championship. Okay. And then I won at least 4-ish football leagues.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good. I've been in 105.
It's a little bit more than me.
105. That's leagues on Yahoo. I've been in some ESPN leagues. I've been in CBS Sports leagues. I don't like how those apps run their leagues.
Oh.
Actually, the ESPN, the WNBA league is...
Speaking of more championships I should have.
Yeah, the WNBA league is on ESPN, and that's, there's 4 of us in that, so, but most ESPN leagues, I just don't like how they run them. Once the day starts, you can't change anything. Like, it's kind of ridiculous, and CBS was the same way, and...
Once the day starts?
Yeah, I was in a couple leagues.
Really?
The WNBA seems to be different, but I was in a couple baseball on ESPN. I didn't like those.
I've never had that before.
So the 105 Yahoo leagues I've been in, I've been in the championship 33 times, and I've won 27 championships.
It's a pretty good number.
Pretty good, yeah. So if I get there, a lot of times I win. But you think about that, 33. So I make it to the championship around 33% of the time.
Yeah.
Which I guess is okay.
It's not horrible.
My goal a lot of years, sure, I want to win the championship. But if I finish in the top 3 of a league, I'm happy.
Yeah.
I'm happy.
I take top 4.
Okay, top 4. And think about it, like our Wycliffe Fantasy Baseball League.
Right.
Which is very competitive. I love it. It's so competitive. I thought I counted the other day, there have been over 500 moves made. So far. That's a lot of moves.
Yeah.
Al Pulowski, the Guardians pregame host, is in it, and he's very competitive. Him and I, and the team name is Sons of Anarchy. I've never met the guy, and Brian Fisher, who's in a lot of fantasy leagues, I know. That's our division, and because we were the top 4 teams last year, and that's how I make divisions when I'm the commissioner. You're going to be in the division, everybody that made the playoffs. If you're good and you're into it, then you should be okay in that division. I had a guy last year complain that in one of the leagues that, you can't put everybody in the same division that was in the playoffs because it's making it harder for them to make the... Well, no, what? If you're competitive
right.
and you care about it, then you're going to win. You're going to do well.
That's the point. You don't want the same teams. You don't want the same teams making the playoffs every single year.
So I changed it, though. So in that league, I changed it.
Really?
The funny thing was, it's got 3 divisions. It's the hockey league. It's got 3 divisions. The new formula I came up with, 2 playoff teams each division from the previous year and 2 non-playoff teams. Guess what? It ended up with seeding for next season, that league. The divisions are exactly the same as this year. Oh, well, be careful what you wish for.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
I try to be fair in the leagues when I run leagues. I do.
Yeah.
I really do. So, for someone to say that, I don't know. But,
I don't know.
So you said you've done well in basketball.
Yeah.
A couple basketball, and you think 4 footballs?
Yeah, probably about 4.
I broke mine down. I've got I'm in 5 baseball leagues right now. So, in all my baseball leagues that I've been in, I've made 6 championship appearances, and I won 4. I won 2 in 2020, which I don't know if you can count those. They were an 8-week season. I feel like in both leagues, if it had been a full season, my team would have collapsed. So I'm gonna be honest. You know what I mean? Hockey, I've made the championship 5 times. I've won 3 chips, as the kids like to say. I've won 3 chips.
Is that what the kids say these days, Tim?
I think so. I hear that sometimes.
Yeah.
The chips, yes. I've won 3 chips.
Okay.
I feel like the Shervan Higher Memorial League, which is the fantasy league I run for hockey,
Yeah.
I feel like I'm kind of the Yankees.
You're I
Yeah.
feel like I'm kind of the Yankees.
Yeah, I've it's been
You're the bad guy?
10 years. Oh, well, I win a lot. And maybe I am the bad guy, I don't know. But it's been 10 years. I've been in the championship 5 times.
Yeah.
And I won 3 championships. I'm tied with Brian Fisher, who I mentioned earlier, and Philip Goff, with 3 each. And the other championship, Tommy won.
Really?
I believe it was the 2nd year. So yeah, I mean that league's only had 4 champions in 10 years. So that's the hockey. That's how the hockey's gone for me.
Yeah.
Basketball. I've been in 6 championships and I've won 4.
Yeah.
My basketball league, I think I'm pretty good too.
Yeah.
I think I'm kind of like the Celtics.
Yeah.
I kind of am, and yeah. I haven't won the last 2 years though.
Yeah.
So that doesn't make me too happy. I haven't won the last 2 years.
I think I first joined last year, or no, it was the year
the
before.
basketball the year before. Yeah, you
Yeah.
might have joined halfway through the year too. I might have given you a team that was
Yeah.
So, and in football, I've probably been in like 6 leagues over the years. Here, a couple have folded, but I made the championship 10 times, and that's where I don't have the best. That's where I have the least luck. 10 times, and I won 6.
60%.
So I won mine 2 years in a row now. The
Yeah.
Wycliffe Fantasy Football League.
Ugh.
I don't know. That's a tough league too. That league is tough. Everybody pays attention in that league. Everybody makes moves.
Yeah, I made
That
so
league
many
is-
moves, and
Yeah.
I was damn near last.
You and your former high school coach, Phil Mata,
Yeah.
I think he led the league in moves.
Yeah.
And I mean, our other Wycliffe Fantasy Football League, that's full team, Wycliffe Fantasy Football 2, which is not a keeper league.
Yes. Good.
Tony Mar Throckmorton. Remember, he went the entire regular season last year. I believe it was 15-0.
Yeah, I
sure.
think he was about undefeated. Yeah.
And then he lost to me in the championship.
Ugh.
And it was unfortunate that it happened. He had DeMar Hamlin. And the stats from that game didn't count.
That's what cost me going to the championship in the league last year.
Yeah.
I had Joe Burrow,
Yeah.
and if he would have finished the game, even if he had a bad game, I would have won.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the good part about that is DeMar Hamlin lived
Yes.
and is going to play again.
Really?
So that's good.
Really?
Oh, heck yeah.
Wow.
Oh, he's cleared to play.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Took part in their OTAs. And then, he's cleared to
Okay.
play.
Oh wow.
So that's great. But here are the next 2 things that prove that fantasy leagues prove nothing about your sports knowledge.
Very true.
0.
Very true.
0.
I got a prime example right here.
Oh, I got a good one too. Give me yours, and then I'll give you.
I went above 500 in the hockey league.
There we go.
I know
You know
nothing.
nothing about hockey.
I finished 5th. That's pretty freaking good.
Yeah.
I know nothing about
Yeah.
hockey.
Yeah.
0.
Well, how about this? How about me? You know how my knowledge of cars?
Yeah.
Not much. Not much.
No knowledge.
No.
Right.
I can change a tire.
Okay.
I can change a tire, and let's see. Oh, I can wash the windows.
Okay.
I can do that.
Okay.
That's it.
Yeah.
Okay. I was in 3 NASCAR leagues.
Uh-huh.
I won all 3. I won all 3.
Tell them about your golf league.
Have you golfed with me?
No.
You've never golfed. I'm
Not
not
yet.
good. I'm not good. I did almost have a hole-in-one at Greenridge, but
Ah.
that's Greenridge, and
Yeah,
it was
it's
the last
Greenridge.
hole, and it was luck.
Ah,
Okay. Landed about 3 feet from the hole.
that's pretty good.
I was looking everywhere else. Everywhere else.
Ah.
And Tommy's friend Chaz says, "Is that your orange ball by the hole?" And I was like, "Oh my God, it is." Like, okay, so I'm terrible at golf. How about this?
You watch golf?
I do watch sometimes. Yeah,
Sometimes.
I know who's good and who isn't. Kind of.
Kind of.
Not, So, but 3 times, 3 PGA leagues, 3 championships. And in the when you used to do it, you would have your league standings, and then you had overall.
Yeah.
So I looked it up today. The second year, there were over 75,000 people in the league. I finished 17th.
17th. That's pretty darn good.
So what does that tell you?
That you don't need to know nothing.
You just need to look at stats. You need to look at stats, spend a couple minutes figuring out, okay, this guy might be a good one to put on.
And a little bit of luck and gut decisions.
Oh yes, definitely. Yeah. Oh, definitely luck. Now you've done that. You've had that. What about think of one of the terrible moves you made, maybe to cost you a.
Oh, that would be the WNBA championship last year.
Okay.
Yeah.
What'd you do?
It was between 2 players, 2 shooting guards. I was like, do I want to start this one or the one on the bench? I think I decided to start the one that was on the bench. And she scored like 2 points less.
She should have stayed on the bench.
She scored like 2 points less than the other person, and that's all that
It was
mattered
that
was 2
close.
points. Yeah.
I know. That's
something
what
like that.
happens.
Oh, yeah.
And that's what I do. Like, there have been many times where I've taken a guy off,
Oh, yeah.
and then he has a great.
Oh,
it's
every
like-
time. It happens every time.
You almost have to go with your instinct. And I'm almost like, okay, I had him on, I'm leaving him on, and if I lose, I was with him all year, I'm sticking with him. But when you take him off, and then the guy you put on does terrible, and he does great and you lose, then you're like, oh, I deserve this. You know what I
yeah.
mean?
Oh, yeah.
I deserve this because I made a stupid decision. It's almost always go with what you've been. In a plan, like, do you have a plan at drafts?
A plan at
A plan in drafts, yeah.
It depends.
Just on
It depends
leagues
on the
or-
league, yeah.
Yeah, like, I know, like, for a while there, like in baseball, I was going with pitching first.
That's what I did this year, and it's not working out. I lost last year because of pitching, and now I'm just not winning at all.
Yeah, I know. It's funny, is in the league, the Wicklet Fantasy Baseball League, you and I you made the playoffs last year, right? Yeah. And I won the championship, but I don't know how, but I did. But my team wasn't good. I started out 0-3, and that 0-3 was like getting beat like 12-4,
Yeah.
14-1.
Yeah.
Like I was getting smacked around. That was division play, so those were good teams.
Yeah.
But I got out of the division. I've done better now. But I'm going to be, if I win this week, which it's a close one, I'm playing Tony Mark Throckmorton. It's close, and if I win this week, I'll be 5-4-2.
Really?
But then we go back to division play.
Ah.
So I'm going to have to win some in my division, And
Yeah.
I thought I had a pretty good team. I think I have a good team.
Yeah.
I don't want to cut guys because when guys come off the IL, because I think I have a good team. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
And that's more frustrating than anything.
No. The most
know?
frustrating thing.
I think it
that
is.
When I have a good team, or I think I do, and there's no other moves that I can make to help this team.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. There's no moves I can
I'm
make to help.
5-4-2.
I'm 1-6.
Yeah, you are. I noticed it. You're
Yeah.
1-6-4.
Yeah,
You've tied
I've
4 times.
Yeah, I've tied quite a few times. I am
saw that.
second to last in the league.
Yeah, Tommy's in last. He doesn't
Yeah.
pay attention much. But yeah, I mean, now in football, I thought, okay, I think some people think in the Wycliffe Fantasy Football League,
Yeah,
okay, Tim wins because he stacked his quarterbacks for years.
that was the Wycliffe Fantasy Football League. Yeah,
Yeah, I think that's what people think.
Mahomes,
Okay.
Herbert, and
Okay,
Brady.
and that's good.
Yeah.
Okay, I traded Brady halfway through the year last year.
Ah,
I was
good
not-
move.
I was smart.
Good move.
So, but I thought, okay, so people think that. Well, one of the show's guests, Gavin Stanky,
Yeah,
he wanted to have a league where we didn't have keepers. He wanted to be in that. So I formed that league.
right,
Wycliffe Fantasy Football 2.
right.
We don't have keepers.
Good, because many people did not know how to win in that league last year.
So, the guy who was only winning because he stacked quarterbacks, me, supposedly, who won when we drafted last year? Who won that league?
Probably
I believe
you.
it was me.
Yeah.
Yeah. No quarterback stacking.
Well,
I won.
yeah,
And I didn't have Herbert, and I might have had Mahomes.
because quarterbacks didn't matter in that league.
Oh, they mattered.
Not enough. Not as much as something else. Other
Well, I
positions
tried to make
mattered.
it. I tried to make it even.
Yeah.
I even tried to make. I tried to make the rules more even in the Wycliffe Fantasy Football. I overhauled the rules 2 years ago in there.
No, yeah.
The scoring
The
rules.
Wycliffe
remember?
Fantasy Football rules, I think, are good.
I think they're. I don't want any position to matter. I want a defensive. I want a defensive player, a linebacker, to matter as much as a quarterback
Yeah.
in those leagues. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? And then we have the Wycliffe Defense League,
Ugh.
where it's only defense. Yeah, yeah.
I got snubbed out of the playoffs last year. That was the league. I won that league 2 years ago.
Yeah.
It was a tough one.
I have horrible luck in that league.
Yeah,
I
know.
won it once, but I have terrible luck in that league. I'm so bad in it. I think I
Ugh.
won that the pandemic year too.
Really?
It was like the pandemic was good for me.
Wow, yeah.
Fantasy sports
There
wise.
you go.
But I believe I won. I think I won the hockey league that year too because they cut it. They cut it off,
Oh, jeez. Did you win the basketball?
and they just awarded the winner.
Did you win the basketball league?
I don't know.
Ugh.
Oh, I think I did. I think that might have been the last time I won it. but yeah, the pandemic. It was fantasy sports wise for me it was really good, except the fact that it was sad though because the hockey league is named the Shervon Hire Memorial League.
Yeah.
We lost 2 owners to COVID during the
Wow.
pandemic. Yes, we did.
Wow.
Like 2 weeks apart.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean that sucked, they were good guys. I knew them for a long time. Like Fred Heyer, he did the scoreboard for Joe Tate on Cavs games.
Really?
When years ago, when I was a kid, I would hear Joe Tate say, "We have the Fred Heyer scoreboard coming up," and it was because Fred wrote the scores down for him,
Yeah.
and gathered the scores for him, and and Dave Shervon, he was a good guy. He was supervisor of parks in Euclid. He supervised Memorial Park in Euclid. He would be in charge of turning the lights on and off. He was Euclid's CABA coach in the high school World Series they had there, and he also was an assistant coach for Kirtland baseball team. He was a season ticket holder for the captains too. He was a really good guy.
Yeah.
2 weeks apart. So I think that anybody who thinks they're geniuses because they do well in fantasy, they're not. They're not. You don't have to. You don't really have to know. Like you said, you came in 5th place in the hockey.
Yeah.
You know nothing about it.
Nothing.
No.
0.
How many hockey players can you name?
All time,
Like that are active right now?
active right
Yeah.
now, like 1 or 2.
Okay. Yeah, see? I mean, yeah. That's how I was with NASCAR.
Yeah.
Although my friend who was a machinist at Swagelock, he would tell me who to put on.
Ah.
I'd walk by
Yeah,
his
a little bit
machine
of
and say,
help.
"Who should I put on this week, Keith?" He would tell me. He does really well there. The track conditions are good for him. But yeah, so I don't know. Like, it's fun though. If you're a competitive person, it's fun. Fantasy leagues are fun.
Yeah.
you know. So how are you doing in yours this week? Let's take a look at that.
In what, my leagues?
Yeah.
Well, I can tell you, one league is I'm tied right now in the Wycliffe Fantasy Baseball League, but most of
Okay.
the time when I end up tied, I either stayed tied or lose.
Okay.
Let's see. Pitching league, I'm down, but I'm usually making comebacks because pitching league, I'm actually doing good in. That's usually my league.
I'm winning in it, but I'll lose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then let's see, what's the other one? Oh, Tommy's league, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm winning, which usually ends in a loss in that league as well, because
Okay.
I'm almost last in that league as well. But I mean, I'm 4-6, so I'm not totally out of it.
Okay. No, that's yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, team's all right in there. I mean, I have two shortstops that can't hit above 230.
So
So
that's not good.
yeah. But they're making a lot of money. You know?
Oh, there we go. Yeah, how's that helping you?
Yeah.
That's
It
not.
doesn't. It doesn't.
It's not.
And there are two people that I don't really like either.
Who are they?
Carlos Correa.
Okay. Yeah.
And
yeah.
that chump
Oh.
who doesn't
Oh, yeah.
acknowledge that team he used to play for.
I released him
Yeah.
in the money league. I released him, Josh.
I don't have anyone else, man.
Yeah.
It's either him or that guy who sucks. But
I have Corey Seager in the money league, so that
yeah, well
helps.
then you're good
that's,
there.
That's okay, yeah. But then so this week for me, I'm losing 11-5 in the Wycliffe Fantasy Baseball
Uh-huh.
to Tony Mark Throckmorton. I'm winning in the pitching league right now, right this minute, 7-6. I'm beating Ben Hersick from the News Herald.
I got to be honest with you, Tim. Right now, I am dropping Carlos Correa
Okay. Oh, yeah. I mean, hey,
because oh my God, I have to. Never mind.
he
I'll
did
do
play
it
well
this-
yesterday.
Yeah. I have to drop another guy too because my
Oh,
roster's
okay.
oversized, but it's all right.
So, and I'm losing in the money league right now, 8-6, but that's not bad. You know what I mean? I think
Yeah.
I could, I could possibly come, and I don't even need to win in that league because it's categories that add up so through the year. So even if I go, there's 17 categories. Even if I go 8, 9, 9, and 8, I'm okay.
Yeah.
500.
Yeah.
I start off well this year. I usually start off terrible in the money league and have to climb out of it. But this
Yeah.
year I started off well, so I'm okay there.
It's kind of what I had to do in my fantasy football money league this year.
Okay, yeah. It's hard to do.
Yeah, it is.
It's really hard
Yeah,
to climb
I
out.
snuck into the 4th spot in the playoffs and ended up winning it.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
And then in Tommy's league, I'm losing 10-6. In the league I started 2 weeks ago, I'm winning 14-4. So
There you go.
it's all advanced stats. It's called
Ah.
the Wycliffe Fantasy Advanced.
Yeah, I didn't get in that one.
Yeah, you said you didn't see it.
I didn't see it.
You could join next year.
Yeah, I'll get in next year.
There's only 6 teams in it
Ah,
right now,
Okay.
so I'd like to add a couple next
Yeah.
year. So, but so that's our fantasy. That's what Josh and I think about fantasy sports. Like, do you ever follow the advice of those alerts that pop up?
oh, never.
Me
No, my
either.
God, never.
Those guys don't
Oh,
know
my God.
anything.
See, what I do is
They're
I
paid,
think
you know.
you got to think strategically. You got to play fantasy football or fantasy sports in your style.
Exactly.
You got to do it in your own way.
And I feel like those people too, just like the sports media, we're going to promote the New York players. We're going to promote the Los Angeles players.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. I mean, just like right now, I dropped Carlos Correa. He's at the top of the shortstops list. He's hitting 218.
How?
For some reason, nobody had Matt McClain, who's going crazy.
Oh,
right now,
I
hitting
watched
like
him play today.
350. Yeah.
Watched him play today.
Oh,
Yeah. So yeah, I just think I'm not going to listen to anybody else.
No. Maybe in
I'm
hockey
doing
I will
my
sometimes.
well, yeah, I guess you could because you don't know a lot about
Yeah,
it, but
maybe
still,
sometimes. I still look
you
at
know
stats,
what?
though.
You go by the rankings.
Yeah.
The rankings are pretty accurate in a draft,
Yeah.
and I think you can do well. You know what I mean? Especially when you're starting a brand new team.
Yeah.
You know, you can, and even like in leagues that are established and you have a new team coming in. Oh yeah, okay. So those people, say our league next year for the baseball.
Yeah.
So there's 20 roster spots. Okay, so say everybody in the league saves their teams from this year. That's 120. There's still a lot of guys out there
Yeah.
because there are 800 active players in Major League Baseball. So
That's a
120 is not not really a lot
No.
that you know.
It's crazy because that's 120 is pretty close to the number of active NBA players.
Yeah, you think about that. I think there's 15. I think you could have 12 active for a game,
Yeah.
15 on your active roster.
Yeah.
So that's, well, there may be like, there's like 450 NBA
Well, yeah, but I mean the amount of like actual
guys that
active
actually play.
in
Yeah, you're right. You're right. You know, it used to be 12 players
Yeah.
on a roster. And that changed probably 10 years ago, maybe, if that long. I don't know. But so why don't we've talked about the fantasy sports, and we've done our fantasy sports show that we said we were going to do for a year.
Yeah,
We've been
it's
saying
finally
it,
here.
and we finally did it. So it is a year.
Speaking of a year,
Next Thursday, in our new studio, on our new set, the 1 year anniversary show of Josh and Tim Talk Sports. We'll have a new logo.
will be brought to you live.
We will be live. We'll have a 45-minute show. We are going to have every single guest, as of now, we're going to have every single guest who has appeared on the show in the last year, including my granddaughter, PJ.
Yeah,
She will be on set.
she was on the show.
And if you got to tune in to see her. Like, she's amazing. You know, she might even say, you know, some words she shouldn't. She's going through that phase right now.
Ah,
The SpongeBob episode, remember when it was written on the
yeah,
dumpster?
Yeah.
Yeah, that word enhancer she says every once in a while.
Oh boy.
She does.
See, you know, Tim, I think there's one person that might be here that has never been on screen.
Who's that?
Former technical producer Noah Dome.
Oh, I hope he's here. I
He's-
hope he comes.
Yeah, he's never been on screen.
We'll have to get him on screen.
Yeah.
We'll have to get it. You know, we've had Tony Throckmorton, our technical. I hope
Yeah.
Tony.
Then sent him back to the dungeon.
I hope Tony. Yes. No, the little box. Remember we had
Oh
a
yeah,
little box.
the little box. Yeah.
Like veal.
Yeah.
You know, the veal, the lamb stand. We
Uh-huh.
put Tony in there.
Yeah.
I hope maybe they'll technical produce.
Yeah.
Because we're going to have Phil Goth on
Zoom.
from Kentucky.
Yeah.
Got to get a hold of Phil. I'm sure he'll be on. At that time of night, he should be available. Hopefully he will be. I hope he is.
Yeah.
But I think it's going to be pretty good. The new set. We're going to make a little TikTok video after the show ends today. We're going to take care of this set. We're going to
Yeah.
We're going to give this
Farewell.
beautiful furniture what it deserves.
A proper farewell.
Yes, a proper send off.
Yeah.
So look for that on TikTok. You know. So you know, that'll be next week, and I can't wait. It's going to be great.
Yeah.
We're going to have a studio audience, like I said. We're going to have so many people in our audience.
At the new location.
Yes, it's going to look like it's going to make the Cavs championship parade look like there was nobody there. That's how many people we're going to have. It's going to be huge. Huge. It is the greatest parade, our greatest show ever in the history of sports talk.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So you join us.
Yeah.
It'll be great.
And we'll be talking sports.
We will. We'll talk sports. We're going to look back on some of the things that we've said over the last year that did not turn out exactly like we said they would. We've all said things that are like, wow, that's not real good.
Well, yeah. That's what you do when you talk sports, though.
Yeah.
Those things happen.
So, but that'll be next week. So
Yeah.
I hope everyone joins us. Until next week, 7 o'clock, live on the YouTube.
Live.
I'm Tim Shire.
I'm Josh Dome.
See you then.